Thank you, Chair. To the Deputy Minister, what date will the immigration levels plan be tabled?
So that precise date hasn't been decided, but it is generally before November 1st of every year.
So you anticipate it before the end of October?
I wouldn't say that I have an exact date, Madam Chair, but that is what normally that happens is before November 1st.
Thank you. What was the 2025 target in last year's levels plan for temporary residents total?
So for the temporary residents total, Madam Chair, the overall target was 673,650.
How many how many permits have been issued as of the end of August of this year?
So as of August of this year, I can actually get you the information very quickly here.
I have 773,000, is that right?
Pardon me?
I have 773,000, is that right?
773,000. We have three. If I'm looking at total of the work permits issued, if that is the question.
It's all so the 673,000 that you had, what is the congruent number that has been issued to date? I have 773,000. It was data that you posted about 48 hours ago or so.
I don't have that number, ma'am. I do, Madam Chair, have like a split of that, which is a little different from what is the number.
So what I have from your website on data that you just posted is 773,000 temporary permits. So we're not even, well, we're about halfway through the year over, and you have already exceeded the levels plan temporary permit issued by 100,000. Is that correct?
So may I ask Pammy to actually answer?
Yes, so I'd like to provide a clarification. The levels plan for temporary residents for 2025, the 675 number, is for admissions. So that is persons who've arrived physically in Canada, whereas the number of permits issued are people that we've given a permit to.
So I've got 773. Like, look, what I'm trying to say here is, like,
their arrival spans multiple years. Apologies for the interruption.
So have you advised the government that they have already exceeded the levels for this year?
We haven't yet exceeded the levels for this year, as the target within the levels plan for temporary residents is for arrivals within Canada, new arrivals, versus approving somebody, and then they have a period of time to
So I
arrive.
know that unemployment in Ontario is at about 700,000, and the data that we have is quite high. Where are these people going to work?
So I think what we have to clarify, Madam Chair, is that the folks who are here, they already are into the system. Either they are employed or they have the work permit, which they will be, or they are students. So there's a combination of many.
There's still several 100,000 permits new permits that are being issued, correct? But across the different temporary resident streams?
We do have quite a bit of reduction, Madam Chair, in
No. We're not talking about reductions. I'm saying you're still adding several 100,000 people to the system. Is that correct?
We are adding some to it, but not a huge lot.
So why are you adding several 100,000 more people to the system when youth unemployment is at 14.7%? We have unprecedented hospital wait times. Why is that number not far lower?
So, Madam Chair, to answer that question, we are looking at a particular talent where we need those people who will fill those labor shortage gaps.
Okay, great. So youth unemployment is at 14.1%. Are you suggesting that we need more people in jobs that could be filled by Canadian youth?
I'm not suggesting, Madam Chair, that we need more people to fill those jobs, but we have to match the needs of the regions and the national skill sets which we need through new skills. Either we develop the workforce strategy domestically so that we can train them, or we will bring the new people.
So we have a 14.1% unemployment rate, and there are 700.
1 minute.
Sorry? 1 minute. Thank you. You guys are on track to exceed your targets. We have a youth jobs crisis, and yet have you advised the government to pause, let's say, or just pause right now, let's say, temporary foreign worker permits in anything outside of agriculture or fisheries? Have you advised them to do that? Or like, why are you still accepting LMIAs for jobs that could be filled with students? Have you advised the government to stop that?
So, Madam Chair, the aspect which I mentioned earlier was that we are trying to actually bring mostly those folks who we need.
Why aren't you betting on Canadians?
Well, the Canadian.
Point of order.
Are you on track to reduce the government's stated target of temporary residents to 5% by the end of this calendar year?
Madam Chair, yes, that is how we are planning for the next couple of years in our immigration
Are you on
plan.
track to meet it this year, by the end of this calendar year?
So the target of 5% was supposed to be met by end of 2027. That's what we are on track for.
Okay. Have you, or has the government asked you to complete any analysis on the costs to Canada's healthcare system that the excessive number of immigrants overall have caused?
While, Madam Chair, we have not actually gone into those levels of details, but we have consulted with our healthcare partners, the provinces, the stakeholders, all those who would be involved in both healthcare provision as well as the housing and employment. So we have done extensive stakeholder consultations for that.
Did you ever advise Minister Diab or any previous minister that the large number of immigrants coming to Canada were creating challenges in our healthcare system?
Madam Chair, we continuously advise our minister about the impacts of the immigration, which do bring a lot of benefit, and we have been constantly giving her the information.
Okay, have you completed any analysis, or has the government asked you to complete analysis on the impacts of the on the housing market, the excessive number of immigrants that the Liberal government has allowed into Canada on an annual basis?
We have worked, Madam Chair, with our colleagues in the housing and infrastructure, and we have actually done a little bit of projection, which allows us to see how, if we bring down the levels up to 5% before 2027, what will it do to ease some of the pressure on the housing. So we've worked with CMHC and the housing and infrastructure.
So did you advise Minister Diab or any previous minister the impact on the housing market, that these large number of immigrants coming on an annual basis will come in your discussions and deliberations with the minister?
So, Madam Chair, we are actually advising the minister about what would our permanent and the temporary levels will actually result in terms of the impact on the housing, as I said, health, and everything.
Just a point of clarification. Earlier, you said that you were on track to reduce the government's stated target on temporary residents 5% by 2027. The 2025 to 2027 levels plan actually says 5% by end of year 2026. Are you saying it's 2027 now?
To our knowledge, that has always been a 2027 as the commitment from this government, and that's how we are targeting that.
That's not what the 2025 to 2027 levels plan said from the information that is available to us. So what would be your most recent internal estimate that the government has on the total number of individuals living in Canada without legal status currently?
Madam Chair, we do count and through Stats Canada the census, but we would not have any estimation of any of those who are who do not have a particular status in Canada. We would not have that information with us.
We have no record of the people that have come in that have no legal status but are walking the streets in our country. Is that correct?
That's, Madam Chair, that is not the information that we collect as such.
1 minute.
So do you have a handle on how many people are estimated to be in Canada through the temporary foreign worker program that are actually not working and are still in our country illegally?
We have information about how many of the people have been issued the temporary foreign worker permit, and that is based on what we have actually done in terms of the previous years through LMIA, which is an ESDC kind of thing. And we are responsible for issuing the permit, Madam Chair, and we're not tracking whether they are actually into particular jobs. It is a combined responsibility with ESDC in the enforcement world.
Thank you, Mr. Menegakis. That's your time.